There's a group of people who specialize at having very long breath hold times, and they are known as freedivers. They take a very huge breath and explore underwater with only the air in their lungs. And as someone who always lost breath holding competitions when I went to the pool as a kid, I was determined to optimize my breathing. I actually got a pro freediver named Luca who specializes at holding his breath in deep depths, like deep, 50 meters and more, to teach me the basics of how to train myself to hold my breath longer, which I will show you all throughout this journey of breathing optimization. But let me tell you, the journey started rough. Today's date is June 19, and I'm meeting with a professional freediver on July 8th. The first thing I needed to know was how long I could hold my breath for. It's a bit less than 38 seconds. That's pretty bad. Based on the Freedive UK website, since I held my breath for 38 seconds, my goal was to reach 3 minutes after a month of training. I needed to form a plan. I did research and made a 3-step game plan to optimize my breathing before I met the pro freediver, starting with the first step of learning how to breathe. You may be asking, B Wong, that's silly, I know how to breathe. Shut up! You probably do, but not optimally. From my own research, I found out about box breathing, which I never really did again. Wow, that felt like breathing. And diaphragmatic breathing, which is very important. I felt my stomach moving out and my chest remaining still. I did it. Luca actually emphasized diaphragmatic breathing at the start of his lesson. He even made me use a pulse oximeter to demonstrate how my heart rate lowered just from breathing. Look at my face. This is the face of someone who is totally relaxed. But for real, my heart rate was getting lower.
Heart rate went from the 80s down to the low 60s.
As you will see, relaxing was one thing I didn't emphasize for basically all my training. But once I knew, it helped significantly. So congratulations, you now know how to breathe to relax. Please tummy breathe while I explain step 2 of my game plan. When we stop breathing, carbon dioxide levels rise. So CO2 tables help my body get used to this, while oxygen tables help me get used to low levels of oxygen. I downloaded this cool app, not sponsored, and it automatically made tables with times for me. Look, watch me hold my breath.
Start. Breathe.
I got slightly lightheaded on the CO2 table, a bit lightheaded. I love air so much, but felt pretty good for the O2 tables. Wow, this is easy. I did rock, paper, scissors while holding my breath.
Well done.
Yeah. And to end off my game plan with step 3, it was physical conditioning. Because turns out overall fitness and taking care of your body could help with breath holding. Who knew? So I ran 10 minutes on a treadmill because I never run. I hate running. Race walking is much more enjoyable. I'm so gassed. Step 3 also includes other special training like holding my breath in a tunnel and more. My day 1 breathing was bad, but my day 2 would give me a confidence boost.
Yeah, how's it going, Brandon?
Meet my friend Chris, who would act as my qualified breath holding coach for today just because he can already hold his breath for 3 minutes. What's your experience holding your breath?
1, swim kids 10. 2, when I was little, I would hold my breath for long periods of time in the lazy pool. I just lie flat like a dead starfish and trying to figure out how to hold my breath optimally. But that's kind of my experience. No professional training, no idea what I'm doing, so I think I'm actually perfect for the job.
The method he was going to show me is the Wim Hof method. And like Chris will explain, this method is definitely not the best.
So in terms of free diving, it's actually not the best. Your blood oxygen levels, if you're moving around, kind of hits lower than 50%. You can pass out.
Luca explains the dangers of this method later, but on this day, I was going to voluntarily hyperventilate.
The rate that I normally go at is...
This is crazy.
And you do that for 30.
Basically, I needed to do 30 full breath inhalations.
I think about filling out my stomach first.
Okay.
And then my chest. If you want to get a little bit more air, you can open up your shoulders.
And 30 slow exhalations. And after that was done, it was time to hold my breath.
All right, last one, and then we start the timer. And that's the whole 2 minutes. Good, yeah, deep breaths. Yeah, there you go.
Was your throat supposed to hurt?
No.
So Chris's teachings made me realize that, hey, my body is capable of holding my breath for 2 minutes. And all it took was a bit of suffering and strange throat pain. But that experience gave me a confidence boost. I ended the day with a run, determined to impress the pro freediver. From day 3 to 6, I took my training very seriously. The first time I did this, I remember having a really hard time. Now that I know I could breathe, it's so much easier. I had my eyes closed whenever I held my breath and felt very strong about each CO2 and O2 table. Pretty easy, it's been like a warm-up, you know? Even when the breath hold times were getting longer. We're holding for increasing lengths now. 30 to 35 to 40, this is insane.
Breathe.
Overall, I felt pretty good, it wasn't that hard. But the seriousness kind of died down on day 7. I upgraded to a harder table, yet while I was holding my breath, I was going on Instagram. Instead of being calm with my eyes closed, doing the tables as seriously as I could, I was looking at a marmot. What the heck even is a marmot? That is a disgusting rodent. It got even worse in the evening when I was doing my CO2 table. I was holding my breath while playing Brawl Stars, exactly how the professionals would train.
Breathe.
My team won, but I did pretty bad. For day 8, I decided to take a break, which basically means I forgot to train. But day 9, I was back at it again.
Breathe.
But this time with no Brawl Stars. Next plan, I'm increasing the times. I'm creating new tables. For day 10 and 11, knowing the tables were going to be harder, I knew I needed to remain focused in order to beat these tables. I played Brawl Stars. Yep.
Breathe.
For both days.
20.
Another day, another O2 table. This is my Brawl Stars grind session. And a bit of Duolingo.
Breathe.
But I guess it helped distract me.
Breathe.
For day 12, it was time for some special training. After doing a CO2 table in the morning, I wanted to do a real test of my progress. I was going to hold my breath in a tunnel. What I failed to realize was that this tunnel was really short, like disappointingly short. It took 45 seconds to pass, but I decided to keep holding. One minute and 45 seconds, not too shabby. The next day, I ended up doing my hardest tables yet. I'm thinking I'm gonna make it even harder. Both the CO2 and O2 tables had 1 minute and 10-second holds. I completed the CO2 table. Honestly, that was easy. When compared to the first day, I remember I was lightheaded and now this was so easy. Look at how much I've grown. I have 1 week till I meet this pro freediver. But for some reason with the last O2 table round, I failed. I did bad. I failed that one. I did 5 rounds of 1 minute and 10 seconds and the last one was hard. How was I ever going to reach 3 minutes? The next day after that failure, I wanted to try something different. Some more physical training. I decided to go back to where it began. The pool. I'm not gonna push myself to hold my breath underwater because I don't want to drown. But I will be utilizing the skills I've been practicing and hopefully hold my breath underwater for a decent amount of time. So we're gonna try holding our breath for as long as we can. Chris is gonna compete against me basically. So Chris and I did some breath holds underwater. Chris looked like he was drowning. I started speaking to the chlorine. You know, your usual pool day. I actually mastered it. But during all my underwater breath holds, my mind could not stay calm. Bro, huh?
Channel your inner dolphin.
I'm trolling.
Bro needs to be more calm.
Yeah, I'm not calm at all. Every time I'm in water, I'm just like, oh no, I'm in water.
Right, just relax all the muscles that you're not using and just think about anything that's calming or just don't think at all.
And this emphasizes a lesson.
Ready?
Breath hold training on land does not mean you will do well underwater. Day 15 to 19 was very tragic. I set up this camera just so you could see me cough. I ended up getting sick. It must have been the turtle. The turtle poisoned me or something. Day 15 and 16, I was coughing and had a pretty bad stuffy nose, so I thought it would be best not to practice. This was concerning. I was literally going to meet the pro freediver a week after. Day 17, I felt a bit better and stopped coughing, so I decided to go on a light 10-minute treadmill run. By day 19, I was really frustrated. I thought I would have gotten better by then, so instead of taking a rest day, I decided to just go for an oxygen table. However, during the 1 minute and 35-second hold, I breathed. Can't do it today. The O2 table's way too hard. I lost Brawl Stars and I lost this. This is actually rough. I was clearly not in the right mindset to do this, but I decided to go for a CO2 table right after. But right away at round 1, I gave up. I'm just gonna end today. This is actually rough. I hope I do well with the pro freediver, you know? My nose is slightly better, and I could breathe a bit better, which is a good thing. So this was a day before I would meet Luca. I knew it was important to have some practice, so I decided to go for the O2 table I failed the day before. But this time, I would fully focus. Eyes closed, no Brawl Stars. I was filled with determination, and with my pink pajamas, I did it. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm so ready. My right nose is completely stuffed right now, and I was able to do that. Once Luca teaches me what's right, I think I could hit 3 minutes. I feel like it. And that was the morale boost I needed for day 21. I was finally going to learn from the free dive master himself. I was both excited and nervous. What was he gonna teach me? Would my practice over the past few weeks help me? Luca, it's so good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
So Luca, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Luca Malaguti. I'm a professional freediver. I am a coach. I have a school in Canada and the Philippines. My specialty is holding your breath at depth, 50, 60 meters, even more, and I'll stay there for a minute sometimes, even longer. Those are what we call deep hangs, and I really believe that that's the ultimate test of your breath.
So Luca prepared a well-thought-out lesson that would teach beginners like me all the fundamentals.
So what we're going to do today is an important part of freediving and freediving training, but by no means does it replace a full course. Don't take this content and go into the pool. This is dry training, so do it in a safe, dry place. First things first, we're going to talk about the breathing cycle. Focus on the relaxation phase.
So I actually showed you all this before. Basically belly breathe to relax and lower your heart rate.
You're not actually breathing with your belly. You are breathing with your diaphragm.
Luca recommends to visualize the breath when breathing and to make sure you have longer exhale times.
If you don't know how to tidal breathe, just follow 3 seconds inhale, 6 seconds exhale. Your heart rate went from the 80s down to the low 60s. So that's the relaxation phase that we want to do before our breath hold.
I definitely been disregarding that when I was doing my practice before.
It's a big mistake a lot of people do in the beginning. They go straight into the breath hold and they bring the tension into the breath hold. And the goal is to release the tension. It's the trick to bring to go from breathing so slowly that holding your breath is just the next logical step. The next step, Brandon, is to talk about how to take a full breath. When most people do, they take only shallow breaths with the upper part, the chest, as we say. The goal is to acknowledge that you have this diaphragm and that if you can lower the diaphragm, you're going to be able to fill up the real good chunky part of the lungs. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the full breath and we're going to engage our belly and then our chest. Breathe without moving the chest. I'm actually going to give you a nose clip, which is a tool we use in freediving. The reason I want you to use the nose clip is just because, no offense, you probably don't know how to control your nasal and your mouth breathing as well. I'm making sure that you can really purse your lips and suck in the air and control your breathing. This nose clip has been to over 300 feet on one breath, by the way. So,
oh shoot, what?
It's a lucky nose clip.
I felt so cool with that nose clip. Look at me, I even look cool.
I'm watching live belly movement action. I sound like Squidward, but...
Essentially, I was making sure I knew how to fill my stomach with air first, and then after some practice, I would also fill my chest with air.
Why is this effective? You learn essentially how to use different compartments of your body. I'm going to show you the compartments I have. If you have 2, belly and your chest, I'm actually going to show you that I kind of have 4. Do we actually anatomically have 4? Of course not. It's a visualization exercise to be aware of all the muscles involved in breathing. Okay. So get ready.
Let's
watch
this. Master at work. And and I now understand how he has enough air for freediving. I am thoroughly impressed.
Now this is an advanced exercise. What I did at the end is also called packing, and I want to make it very clear to your audience and anybody watching this that you don't do any packing in your breath holds. Until you're a 40-50 meter freediver, 150 feet, you should not be packing. You can actually hurt yourself. By starting what you're doing, which everybody can do, you can get to this capacity where you really take a full deep breath. At the end of every breath hold, the final step is your recovery breathing.
So this is very important for safety, so please listen up.
So it's 3 rapid breaths you want to do post-dive or post-breath hold every single time. You're going to do a passive exhale. A passive exhale is just this. It's not a forced exhale, it's not a full exhale. And then immediately, inhale air. And you do that 3 times. And then you look at your butt and you say, I'm okay.
I'm okay, I'm okay.
This is something all professional freedivers do, especially in competitions.
Luca then proceeds to explain why doing the Wim Hof method, which is what I did before, was big dumb.
If you notice, the way I was making you breathe during the relaxation, it's relaxed, it's slow, it's deep, and it's called tidal breathing. A lot of people make mistake do is they hyperventilate, just like the Wim Hof method that you mentioned. If you do that, you can black out. The kind of breathing we don't want to do looks like this. Or it can also look like this. Or it can look like this.
I think that's what we did, Chris, right? The third one?
Yes. Now we're gonna make you hold your breath.
Okay.
When you hold your breath, there's gonna be a rise in carbon dioxide in your system. That's what we want. The rise in CO2 in your body helps to kick in what we call the mammalian dive responses, NDR. These natural adaptations that help you hold your breath longer. The downside is that for most people, having CO2 when they hold their breath is very uncomfortable because they're not used to holding their breath. Carbon dioxide gives you the urge to breathe. And the urge to breathe can manifest itself in contractions of the diaphragm. Breathe slowly like I taught you, tidal breathe, and then hold your breath and let the CO2 build up. It's gonna feel odd, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but that's the whole point of the training. First we're gonna start with 30 seconds. Then we're gonna do 45 seconds.
How do I put this on?
And then we're gonna do 1 minute. You're gonna put on the nose clip. You're gonna lie down. You can put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest like I showed you.
This was my moment to test everything I have learned. My heart was beating, probably slowly because of breathing. So I lied down and started listening to Luca's training.
Go back to that relaxation phase, section by section. Relax your arms, relax your hands, relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Keep your eyes, visualize your body and notice. Look inside some of exhale. Notice that. Take a full breath of the belly, take a full breath of the chest, then do a full exhale, empty everything. Now take your last breath, belly, chest, and hold. 30 seconds and go back to relaxing. The big secret is, can you take a full breath and go back to the relaxation? Can you relax your shoulders? Can you relax your arms? And just like that, 30 seconds is already up.
What?
Yes. So I did a... Exactly. You do your recovery breaths and then you get excited. So let's go back to relaxation. And now we're gonna do 45 seconds. Hold your breath and go back to that relaxation.
I realized that this training was like oxygen tables. He gave me time to do some breathing, then I had to hold in increasing increments. All those tables, I didn't think it would pay off.
1 and breathe. See, you didn't even need to breathe, but you still need to do your recovery breaths. We actually did 60 seconds, not 45 seconds.
Oh geez,
Yeah?
That was easier than all the practice I've ever done.
I know, because we're applying very basic principles. Let's do one more. Let's not care about the number that comes after. And if it brings us to some urge to breathe, to some contractions, great. I will guide you through them. So let's take 2 minutes to really relax. Fill up the chest and hold.
Could I reach 3 minutes today?
Go back to scanning your feet. Bring your awareness to your fingers. Relax your face. You can even travel to somewhere. You can go to a beach that you know. Try to remember the sound of the ocean. Don't worry about the boxing behind you. Externally, you're about to start hearing sounds and it has nothing to do with your breath hold. This is actually a great challenge for you. That's it. You're going to get the contractions. When you feel a contraction, show me a finger. 1 contraction. That's it. That's it. We're almost there. This is CO2, yes, hang in there. 5 more seconds, Brandon, 5 more seconds, right? We're almost there. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Recovery breath. Recovery breath.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Amazing improvement. But the journey was not done. Yeah, I never pushed past the contraction part. Thank you, Luca, for your time. That was really
pleasure,
cool.
man.
Yeah,
You did
I
good.
gained so much wisdom, guys. I gained so much wisdom.
You're gonna need the nose clip back though.
Oh yeah, oh man, I wish I could keep this. The next day, I was so ready to apply everything Luca taught me. So day 22, it kind of ended as a failure, as I only reached a bit more than 2 minutes. Hardest part for me is I keep feeling liquid in my throat, but I have to choose to remember to ignore that. On day 23, I realized I do better when I have someone's voice helping me relax.
My name is Joe Parra, and I'm sorry that you're having trouble closing up.
So I listened to a random sleepy voice old guy,
very conscious of his surroundings.
and whoever Joe Parra is.
Oh, you like my new sweater? I'm trying to do more style.
I kept increasing the time I would hold my breath and included minutes to relax.
Just the hedges, the trees, the grass. To notice the sky.
With my last timer session, I decided to go all out. I put 3 minutes in the timer, but in the end...
In my little childish way, I remember so well just burying my...
Frick. Today I'm going to be beating 3 minutes. I basically just woke up. I got an exact time clock so you could determine that my time is legitimate. I don't know where I should put this. Here, let's do this. I'll block my feet. Is that good? Day 24. I was determined for this to be the day. I knew what I was doing wrong. I didn't play Bob Ross.
Let's start right off today and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us.
I tried again. And again and again.
Chips too.
And I couldn't seem to bring myself to it. I was so frustrated with myself. I gave myself one more attempt. This would be the one where I put everything into it, no matter how many contractions I had. I must push through. I did it. I now can hold my breath for 3 minutes, a huge improvement from 38 seconds. I just texted Luca, I reached 3 minutes. I did it. Optimize my breathing. I won't die and see anymore because I can hold my breath for 3 minutes. Shout out to LeeBob6227 for the idea. High five. And comment anything you want me to learn next. Please someone comment dog walking. Man, that was actually crazy. I'm on a plane right now, but click this video if you want to watch me learn how to walk professionally. There's literally an Olympian.